Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to see post method. So let's start the video. Alright, so let's create a post request using a post method, and let's know what is exactly post method do. So basically if you want to send the data to backend using a request, we use post request. Okay, so let's create a add user API where we are going to send the user data and it will going to add the user to the existing data. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's create app.post. Okay, and the first thing we have to give the API name, which is slash API slash add underscore user, and then we'll have the callback with parameter request and response. Okay, and let's have a basic boilerplate, which is this error handling one. All right, we got it. Okay, and instead of this name I'll have add user API. Okay, so this is our basic boilerplate, and now what we have to do is first thing is getting the data from the request. How we can get the data from the request? So you see this request, inside this we'll have a body. Okay, in the body the data will be there. So what we can do here is we can destructure it with request dot body. Okay, and whatever details we are going to get, that we can destructure. Let's say let's check what are all details we have. First, name we have, email we have, phone number, three things we have. Okay, so let's get three things: email, comma, phone number. Okay, all the things we got. Now what we have to do is we have to just add these three details to our user data. But as you see, we have directly imported from a file, so we can't do manipulations on this. We need to create a different variable here. Okay, so let me say let all users equal to users. Okay, and this all users we are going to use everywhere. So let's say here and here, and also we are going to use now here. So what I'm going to do here is all users dot push, and I'm going to add one item, and it will be like firstly underscore id. For that I'll say date, new date dot get time. Okay, so what exactly get time will do is it will return a random string. Okay, something like this. Okay, so every time it will be a random, so we can use it for id. Then we'll have name as name, email as email, comma, phone number as phone number. Okay, and you see here we are not using any validations right now. Here we should have a validation, but that part we're going to check later. But right now we are just using directly. Okay, the validation is in such a way that name should have some characters and it should be string or something like that. Email should not should contain @, or .com at the end or something like that. So these validation we should have, but right now it's fine. Okay, and now let's do rest.json, and we don't need to return the new data, we just need to return status as true. Okay, it's up to you, it's up to your requirement what you want to return it. Okay, so this is done. Now where do we check it? Okay, because if we go to the browser we can't check there. Okay, we can't say add underscore user because it's a get API by default. So we need to make sure it's a post request. So for that we can use two tools here. Okay, one is Thunder client, which is inbuilt to the VS code, which looks like this. Okay, Thunder client you can install by going into the extension and searching the name. Okay, Thunder client, and you will get a like this. You can install and you can get this. And the second thing is installing the Postman. Okay, Postman, you can just go to the Google and just search for Postman, and you can download from here. Okay, download for Windows or whatever you want. Here you see download options are there, and once you download it you have to sign in. Let me open the Postman in my system. This is how it will look actually. Okay, and here you see I'll click here to create a blank collection. Collection is nothing but a set of APIs. Okay, here I'll say practice, and inside that I'm going to add a request. Okay, so somewhere here add a request, and this request I'll say add user. And now here you see we have this option to change the method. Okay, so I'll say post request, and the URL will be http // localhost 8080 slash API slash add underscore user. Let me see if I can increase the size. Yes, I can increase the size. So you can see this is our post request. This is the request URL. And here you see there are few things we have. Okay. Param values. Param values is nothing but if you want to add something like this /1, like earlier we saw it that way. And authorization we have, we're going to talk about this as well. Headers also we are going to talk about later. Now we are worried of body. Okay. And body we need to have raw data, which is JSON. Okay. Raw data you have different data. Okay. We need JSON. And inside this we can give our data, whatever we want to send it to backend. Okay. Let's say this one. So I'm going to send my name. Email will be icubecode @gmail.com. It's dot here. All right, and then phone number. Okay, and you see these names should match whatever we are destructuring here. Okay, if it didn't match that value, it will not going to get the value to us. Okay, so let's do this, and let me have some random number here. Okay, not my number. Right. Now what we can do is we can just click send and we'll see if something happens. It's giving false. So let's go back and let's see what exactly went wrong. And you see here, cannot destructure property name of request body. It is undefined, it's showing. Okay. The reason it's doing this because we need to have a middleware which will parse the data whichever we send to the backend. Okay. So for that, what we can do is we can go here and we can say app.use. Okay, app.use, whenever you do it, it's a middleware. For using the middleware, you can do this app.use, and here we have a built-in middleware which is called as express.json. Okay, and inside that we can say extended true. And once we do this, it will going to automatically parse this JSON to the proper values. Okay. So now let's try again. The server is restarted. Let me click again here, send, and now you see it's giving true value. It means it parsed the data and we are able to insert the data. So how do we verify if it is inserted or not? Let's go back to the browser and let's go to the get users. Okay. And if I scroll down, yeah, now you see here, this is the new user added to our user data. So this is how we do it. But remember this, you need to have this middleware over here in order to parse your data, which is coming from the post API. Okay, or else your API will not going to work. This is an inbuilt one, express.json. There is one more which is a different library which you can use, which is body parser. Okay. So yes, so what we did in this video, we have created a post request where we are going to get the data from the request body and we are just pushing into our all users and returning the response. And when we go and check the all users, it is giving us this new added user. Okay. So that's it about this video.